Mystic Ascension, Part 6, Geburah via heart. Geburah is the dimension of conflict. Geburah addresses the balance between meekness and spiritual strength as manifest on the physical plane. It destroys to preserve. It kills to protect its own. The forces of love and light, and is the defense of the positive against negative evil. It is where we find Valhalla and the Valkyries. You can also invoke any of the gods of war on this plane. All of the repressed energy of mankind is likely to manifest itself here. Geburah's modes of expression are extreme. However, far from being destructive, the energy of Geburah is profoundly positive. Geburah clears away the old to make way for the new. The sense of loss caused by the end of one life form is but an illusion, for in its place will arise a new, improved version. It is akin to the energies of revolution, that are bloody and brutal in the present, but look to the future that is enlightened and non-oppressive. What may appear as destruction is merely progress, decomposition prior to recomposition. This is the reality of Geburah, where wars are fought, not for love of death, but for love of life. The tarot cards reflect this realm of the 4 fives. The fives are the magical number of Geburah. The musical note will harmonize you with the Sephirah is the F sharp sustained. The scents and smells that will familiarize you with are musk and pepper, and its color is red. When you're ready to start exploring the dimension, to journey to heart, enter your sacred circle. Then imagine entering the temple of Malkuth with its black and white square tiled floor. Complete your purification ritual and supplication to Gaia, asking for permission to leave Malkuth. If you get her blessing, stamp your feet 10 times when you're ready to begin path working. Face the left-hand hermetic door, on which the symbol of the caduce is. Think on journeying to heart. Grind your teeth and the door opens to an orange-yellow tunnel of flashing lights. You travel up this path as you go and think on this. You hear the blasting of Gabriel's trumpet in the background. As this happens, you meet the relevant god form Elohim Tsabaoth, God of hosts, who has golden wings raised and outstretched above its head, which is blinding, overpowering brilliance. If this deity could be embodied, its limbs would be scarlet, and the rest of its body a pulsar radiant blue, yellow, green. Repeat the name Elohim Tsabaoth until you find rapport with this absoluthic energy. Then request permission to travel through the dimension of heart. Say, Elohim Tsabaoth, God of hosts, grant me permission to travel through this dimension of heart. If the God form stands aside, behind Elohim Tsabaoth is an orange door with the Hebrew letter Shin embossed above it. Go through the door of Shin when you are ready. On the other side you step into the temple of heart, which is fully walled and roofed. Its walls are covered with books. On the right-hand side there are 6 doors or exits. You recognize the orange door of Shin to Malkuth that you have just stepped through. The other doors lead to neighboring Sephirah. Look for the 23rd path called the Mem Path leading to Geburah. Stand in front of the golden door and imagine the feeling of love. The door opens and invites you in. The pathway walls are covered in golden yellow flashing fractals. Everything being gained by deliberate abnegation and discomfort is relevant to this path. It represents the potential fruits from hardship. This especially includes unconventional processes and lessons that may seem horrific to other people, but which are adhered to in the hope of reaching spiritual goals. The path has water at your feet. You slow down as you observe the wave of energy in front of you, which you recognize as the god form Elohim Geburah. You ask for permission to enter the Geburah and say, Elohim Geburah, grant me permission to enter Geburah. If he grants you permission, proceed down the pathway until you reach another doorway. This doorway also has a symbol of Mem above it. In it's a black swirling vortex. This is the portal to Geburah. Go through the portal and enter the temple of Geburah. This has a 5-sided temple, heavily draped with curtains and materials of red. Behind these are chasms of black, portals to the other dimensions. You recognize this by the symbols embossed on the cloth hanging in front of each. Identify the Mem portal through which you've just entered. Take note of the others too. There is the portal to Tiferet with the Lamed symbol hanging in front of its entrance. Next to that is the portal leading to Chesed because its silver symbol is Teth. Adjacent to that is the chest portal that will take you to Banah, the symbol embossed in front of these portals. Then, lastly, there's the Yetzai portal, which leads you outside into Geburah itself. The music of this temple is the clang of metal on metal, together with the sounds of gunshot, cannon blasts, and explosion. A gong chimes 5 times, and tiny bolts of lightning flash through your mind in time to the rhythm of the sounds. Suddenly an archangel materializes in front of you. You know him to be Kamael, the burner of God. He is very large and strong, a warrior in every aspect, with a body comprised almost entirely out of searing blue flame. And like most archangels, he's carrying a sword and a set of scales, signifying justice. You ask for permission to enter Geburah and want to seek his guidance and wisdom while you are there. So say, Archangel Kamael, please give me your permission to enter the dimension of Geburah. Grant me your wisdom and guidance while doing so, and thank you. If he grants you his permission, seek out the order of angels who are the seraphim. Their energy has an upper body of fire, and they have 6 wings. Together they are chanting, For God, for love, for light we fight, to put the opposing enemy to flight. Fall to, fierce warriors of might, we knights of Geburah fight for what is right. Ask them for their guidance and protection. Say, angelic order of the seraphim, please guide and protect me while entering Geburah, and thank you. Seek out the Yetzirah curtain of red with its silver symbol, and you notice that behind is not a portal but a heavy iron and oak door. Before you go through the door, think about how you are presenting yourself. You might want to take on the shape of a bubble, which is your spiritual orb, so as not to attract any conflict upon yourself. When you've shifted your spiritual energy, take on the form and shape of your choosing. When you're ready, rap on the door 5 times, then force it open. As you do so, you hear alarm signals thudded out on drums. Large warriors like Vikings are running towards you, their heavy forms thumping on the arid ground, sending up clouds of reddish dust. You realize that you're being screened by those within as a possible imposter. Clearly you need to act. You have 3 choices. 1, explain your reason for being there and hope they will accept it. 2, you can adopt a similar form and become one of them. Or 3, you can fight them. It's up to you. Whether you use your astral physical strength to do battle with them, or whether you use your powers of sympathetic magic to emulate them, or whether you employ reason to explain your motives. It all comes down to the same essential soul elements of courage and determination. You hope that they will respect this, and if they do, they turn and leave you alone to explore this dimension further. In Geburah, what seems horrific to us, death, destruction, battle, and force, is sanctified, in that it is entirely necessary in the much greater scheme of things. Geburah breaks down energy, transforming it, ready to be recycled. Geburah removes the obsolete, however painful this may be. Look around and absorb the atmosphere. The air has a strong odor of sweat and pheromones. There are warrior-like beings everywhere, most of them going about their business now that your presence has been sanctioned. Geburah emanates strength and force, and a magnetic vitality. Head for the arena. All roads in Geburah lead to it. Look for the crowds of bloodthirsty warriors gathered outside, along with cold groups of voyeurs who are extremely objective in their stance. Everyone knows that all is an illusion, and at every stage of God-divorced death in life. As you approach the central focus of the citizens of Geburah, take the opportunity to consider what you most fear. Whatever you fear might be, resolve to confront it here. Once you reach the arena, you enter a short tunnel and have a moment or 2 to gather your wits. Shape-shift into your strongest warrior form. Shape your astral armor and weapons. Gather your armor tightly about your astral frame and think of all of you in life that is worth fighting for. Do not attempt to avoid confrontation. It comes to us all, whether we wish it or not. Better by far to confront it in a time and place of your choosing than to be taken by surprise. As you emerge from the tunnel, you hear rapturous applause. The arena is smaller than you expected. The fight will be swift and decisive. Taking stock of your astral armor, making sure that it shields you all round, you hear the gate shut behind you with a sullen clank. Although you feel fear in your blood, you also perceive the respect emanating from the crowd. Because you have chosen this challenge, the crowd is behind you, and you know that. Nervously you eye the gate opposite you, the strange exhilaration swelling in you. You feel your weapons primed and ready to do your bidding. This is an exciting challenge indeed. Here is an opportunity to slay your own personal dragon and progress on your journey unhindered. Before you know it, your opponent is in the ring with you. It takes form on all the terrors that you know so personally well. Its skin surface seethes with your darkest fears. You take a step forward, reflecting that your opponent is made of the same material that you are, and that conflict is one of life's necessary paradoxes, especially when you wish to lead a progressive life. Engage in the battle as you will. Meet your nemesis on your own terms. You invited it here. You've caught your own fears on the hop, and the advantage is yours. So exterminate your foe now. Prove yourself. Allow all your hurts and frustrations of the past to invigorate the venom in your retaliation. Summon up energy from within you and shoot. See from your opposite form crumble and unravel like a disentangling mummy. As your energy attacks it, the debris is blown away. The crowd leaves you in no doubt as to whom has been victorious. As you sense your personal victory within yourself, you know that you have been successful. Many religions state that life is a test through which we learn and grow. Without conflict, this would not be possible. The lessons and processes of Geburah are not always pleasant and may seem superficially incongruous with a peaceful worldview. But on the contrary, Geburah's lessons are both positive and essential. Without the forces of destruction, the whole cosmos would be completely unbalanced. Discipline and control are necessary to prevent universal anarchy. Geburah's darkness defines, and its destruction gives rise to new life. This does not make it any easier at the time of battle. Geburah is a difficult dimension for the compassionate to experience, but without the severity of martial Geburah, the innocent would be perpetual victims of the manipulative saprophytic energies of evil. There must be the faculty of resistance and attack, and that is what Geburah represents. When you are ready to return, rap 5 times on the nearest surface, and the wooden oak iron door will appear in front of you. Force it open again and enter the temple of Geburah. Look for the red cloth draped with the Mem symbol embossed on it, and go through that portal into the pathway with its red and orange flashing fractals. Before you know it, you're back in the temple of Hod. Across from you is the orange shin door with its silver symbol hanging on it. Go through this door and step into the 31st pathway, which has orange flashing fractals on its walls. Speed up as you descend down the tunnel back to Malkuth. Observing this pathway's flashing fractals are mesmerizing, yet comforting. Slow down and stop when you observe the hermetic door leading into the temple of Malkuth. Go through the hermetic door and re-enter the temple of Malkuth with its black and white checkered floor. Ground yourself by rubbing your eyes. Exit through the Yetzi door when you want to return back into your sacred circle. You are home. Join us for our next lesson in Mystic Ascension, Part 7, Chesed via Netzach. Please like, share and subscribe with the links below. Merry Part till the next time we meet.